Welcome back to another myth busting video. A lot of people mistaken a healthy market with how active the market is. Okay, huge difference. Okay, it's erroneous in my opinion to look at volumes and somehow coincide that with a healthy market. The comic book market is not exactly the same as the stock market. There are a lot of similarity that we can draw between the two markets, but it's not exactly the same. But if you're not familiar with the stock market, let me slide in a picture and you can see for yourself. Note I have the arrow pointing down to big market downturn. By big market downturn, I'm talking 20% or more roughly, okay? And you notice how the volume of trading for the stock market, mainly here in the S&P 500, see how active the volume spike in each one of those downturn. Yeah, heavy volume usually go hands in hand with bad pricing market. Now in the comic book market, a lot of people equate heavy volume with hot situation, and I think that's where the mistaken myth come in, because when you have a hot book alert and people piling onto the book, volume exploded on a book on eBay, price spike. Okay, so it's temporary. We all have seen this situation before. And then what happened was the volume sustainable on any one of those hot books? Why does many hot books turn cold and price fall later? Because volume dry up. So heavy volume in the beginning may drive the price up, but usually it's not sustainable. So but because of that situation, a lot of people look at volume as something healthy. They correlate bad pricing with falling volume, okay? But that's not really the truth. That is only on hot books, okay? Hot books will draw in the heavy volume and then it goes away. Now, in general, the comic book market is a lot like the stock market, because when the market is crashing, as the comic book market has been falling in the past year plus, guess what? Has volume dry up? Has volumes on Comic Link, if you didn't pay attention, Comic Link listings are plentiful. Even in March of 2020, last month, the auction had something like 5,000 slabs. Yeah, I'm sure many people can check and see that listing on eBay's and transactions are exploding. Okay, I heard a lot of comments on how sales on Instagram and Facebook, on YouTube are brisk. Well, sales is one thing, activities is one thing, but how about the price? Is GPA data lying? Seem like so many books, if not the majority of the books across all grades, has been going lower in the past year plus. I can't correlate the health of the market based on the volume of the market. For me, a heavier, more active market point to a downturn market, because more people are fearful. People are forced into selling things that they didn't plan to sell. There's more activity because we right now are in a bad situation. A lot of people are not working. They need to sell something to pay for the bills, to pay for food or whatever needs they have, right? So usually, as in the stock market, when things are good, less people feel a need to sell. That's just human nature. When things are going good, a lot of people think it can go higher. So they're less likely to throw things out there in the market to get rid of it. Okay? But when things are bad, fear is overwhelming. Okay? FOMO is something entirely different than fear on the way down. There are people that fearful that they are holding on to something that might go even lower, but that kind of fear is very different from fear of missing out on the way up. You know, there's an old saying on Wall Street that the market take the stairs up and then take the elevator down, right? If you go back and take a look at the chart, you can see it's not uncommon to see a market zigzag its way up. It might gain 20% or more in a year. But guess what? In March of 2020, the market gave back more than 20% in a week. It can get ugly real quickly. Okay, it can go down very quickly. So, and that kind of fear, that kind of rush to the exit door, create humongous volume, big spike of volume. Okay, so in a comic book market, you don't have that kind of whoosh. Okay, so I don't think you can find that kind of whoosh in the comic book market where, you know, all of a sudden the number of listing triple and price of book drop literally 40% overnight. It is a slower moving market. With that being said, heavier volume in the comic book market usually point to either a bad thing is happening right now or something bad is going to happen later when the volume dry up. It's in the hot book situation. So either way, heavy volumes in the comic market is not a good sign. Sooner or later, somebody's going to get hurt. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.